Hello. Today we're going to be talking about smart things. I'm not talking about like intelligent human beings. I'm talking about smart things like smart homes, smart TVs, smart security systems. Basically anything with the word smart in it that has one of those things in it, like Alexa or Amazon Echo, Siri, there's just a million different little AI things. They all do the same thing. You talk to them, and they respond, and they do stuff that you want them to, and you think, oh, that's neat. I totally want that. I totally want to be able to just talk to my speaker and tell it to change the channel, and it'll change the channel. I totally want to be able to tell my security system to turn on, and it'll just turn on. You know? I want to be able to tell my TV to turn on and off or change the channel. I want to be able to speak to my appliances and tell them to make coffee for me or something like that. All those little minuscule things that we think are going to make our lives better. Now, I'm going to tell you a few negative things about anything that does stuff like that. First of all, if you believe that The Simpsons can predict things, and you look back on the fact that The Simpsons have predicted a lot of world events, then consider this. If The Simpsons predict stuff, what about that episode where the smart home, or smart maid, whatever, I don't remember the specifics of it, but it tried to take over and it tried to kill everybody? I wonder what that was trying to say. See, we think that these smart homes and everything are so wonderful because we get to sit around and be lazy, but that's exactly the problem. We get to sit around and be lazy, and we don't do anything about it. So we just sit there and get fatter and stupider, and it totally eliminates the need for human interaction, which is pretty freaking sad. You go into McDonald's now, and everything is automated. You just push a button. Not only does that eliminate... Sorry, somebody walking by with their card making noise. Not only does that eliminate the need for human interaction in taking your order and serving your food, it also cuts down on the amount of people they need to hire. And what happens when they cut down on the amount of people they need to hire? People lose jobs. The economy suffers for it. So, when you're looking at, getting something smart, you need to consider the fact that people are losing jobs because of smart things. But you're saying, how is my smart TV or my smart stereo making people lose jobs? Because I'm not going to hire somebody to change the channel on my radio station. No, but what happened to just getting up and doing it? What happened to just getting up and doing it yourself and not being lazy, and changing it yourself? That's an entire experience that you're missing out on. When you're not participating in the experience of doing things for yourself, you're missing out on part of life. Because a big part of life is the experience of doing things and being things and communicating with other people and all of that. That's all a part of life. It's bad already that we let our smartphones dictate our lives to the point that we text our friends instead of calling them, and we don't hang out with our friends anymore. We just Snapchat them. It's gotten bad enough to that point, but now we want to just sit there and tell our stereo to play music and make pretty lights dance around our room. That's just sad. Because you're not doing it for a party or anything like that. You're doing it because you just want something nifty, pretty sparkly lights. Another thing that you need to consider with these oh so creepy devices is that they're constantly listening to you. Constantly. Even though they say that they're not, they are constantly listening. And that means that it's going out, it's getting stored in a database. Potentially some government agency is listening to it. The cops could be listening to it. A third party could be listening to it because they could hack the system and nobody would even know about it. So you could be having an intimate moment with your wife or your husband, and all of a sudden, some creeper with a hacking device is listening to all of your sex talk. Isn't that scary? I think it is. Now you say, well, I don't care if the government is listening to me because I'm not doing anything wrong. Well, it doesn't matter if you think you're not doing anything wrong. It's what the government thinks if you're doing wrong. Like, oh, I just sit there and listen to CNN and, watch funny videos on YouTube. Okay, well, the current government doesn't like CNN. So if you were being hacked, technically you would be in trouble for that. But then let's say we put somebody in that likes CNN, then you're not getting in trouble for that. But that person that they put in might not like what funny videos you're watching. So then you're in trouble for that. So all of these things are contributing factors of why SmartThings are really creepy. Sorry, there was a phone call. Anyways, so yeah, SmartThings. They're always listening to you. And in fact, there has been a recent case where some stuff that was recorded by a smartphone, or not a smartphone, sorry, by a smart speaker or something with Alexa in it, is being used in a court of law to incriminate somebody because it was always listening. And they're allowed to use it in the court of law because the person allowed it to always be listening to them, like they purposely allowed it to. So, yeah. I mean, you know how when Apple had a problem, there was like those bombers, and Apple refused to release the information? Another card moving by. But yeah, Apple refused. Okay, sorry, that's really annoying. Apple refused to release their call logs and stuff like that because they said that if it breached the security of one person, then, it could breach the security of many, and they didn't want to be responsible for that. But, things like with Alexa and Echo and all this other smart stuff that you have in your home, they're under no such obligation to protect their, people, or their customers rather. So they could end up recording all of your things, and you could end up going to jail for something that you said in passing. I think that that's pretty shady, and I don't particularly like that. But hey, if you want something in your house that's going to record your intimate moments and, potentially be sitting there like going rogue, listing off funeral homes for you and like doing really shady, creepy stuff, then go ahead. Get an Alexa or an Amazon Echo or whatever you want, Bring this bad boy home with you. But I'm just saying, it's not for me. I would prefer to have my home SmartThing free so that I don't need to worry about my future.